goodness me. Hey, it is what it is. But again, like I did last time, I'm going to be doing little paintings. This time I decided to move them to a Friday evening, just because there's a lot of people this time who are still going to be at work during the day. I mean, there's going to be people who are at work during the night as well, but I stand more chance of seeing more of you. So if you are now, the painting I've got behind me, I know it looks a bit weird, but you'll see as we go along. I was doing, the last couple of days, I've been doing some of my Christmas cards that I send out for business customers and things like that. So I've done a few patterns that I've done before. I like this name. But I did one, that one, and I just thought, do you know what? In a forest somewhere, a bigger than my normal little cabin, why not? Let's go for it. And yes, I am in Christmas gear. I bought it for all the Christmas fairs that we're going to have, or that we had last year, but when I got it, it didn't fit. I've lost that weight now, and now it fits, and I've no Christmas fairs to go to, so guess what? You're getting to see it. And the gnome ran out of batteries, so that's why we now have Santa. So what I'm going to do is take this and just pin it on there. Job done. No? Okay, let's not do that. So for those of you who are going to be watching this on YouTube, the colours I'm about to tell you will be all running down underneath the bottom. But for those of you watching it live now, we have titanium white, Prussian blue. I didn't go with phthalo blue because I want a darker colour. Ivory black, Van Dyke brown, quite a lot because it's going to be quite a big cabin, I think. Dark sienna, sap green, alizarin crimson, cadmium yellow, Indian yellow, yellow ochre, and of course my bright red. Now what have I done here? Excuse the fireworks, I think my neighbours are having a party. So, I think so. Sounds like they're just right overhead. So what did I do? I covered all this with a little exception of a little circle, this bright area here. Covered it all in alizarin crimson, first of all in black gesso, left that bit white. Then I've added Prussian blue and alizarin crimson all the way around the edges. You can see it's some places it's blue, some places it's a bit purpley. And then up here I put what I call the liquid grey, but I think it's actually a liquid ochre. And then in here a little bit of liquid white. So it's a bit complicated to get going, but once you're going, it's all right. Just take a little while. Now I put this up here because, to be honest, I don't want a bright sky at all. So I want this sort of like twilightish. So I thought the titanium white would make it too bright, but this would do it just about right. So we'll go, because what I'm looking at, the sort of thing I'm looking at, so this is a little bit of Prussian blue. Oh, sounds like a shooting match out there. Just a little bit of Prussian blue and a little bit of the black. Just mix them on the brush because you want all those different values in there. Okay, we'll just go across the top. And yeah, I know it's a little bit early for Christmas, guys, but do you know there are so many that I've seen that are actually putting up their Christmas trees? Crazy. I couldn't put up with, I love Christmas, don't get me wrong. Anyone who knows me knows I adore Christmas. I'm a Christmas nut. But Christmas belongs in December. It doesn't belong in October, November. Oh, there's no black on that. That's a little bit too bright. Let's get a little bit more black. In fact, I don't think this is black at all. I think this is Payne's Grey. In fact, I'm sure it's Payne's Grey, so I lied. How's that? I lied to you already at the beginning. That's not good, is it? That's not a good start. Sorry, guys. So we'll bring that down. Now the idea is that this little cabin just sits in a little opening in the forest. It's going to be around sort of, right, I'll bring that down to about there. And it's going to be almost evening, all right? So instead of washing the brush, what I am going to do is just tap into the black, straight into the black. Me being one of them, yeah, I know, Lauren. I saw you put your Christmas tree up. I thought you're mental. Oh, I couldn't be doing with it. All that dust. I'm not a very good housekeeper at the best of things, best of times, at all. I'm really not. Ask my kids, my house is always dusty. I've just got better things to do. Yes, it's called life in the garden. But then, well, no, I have to say I was a better housewife when I lived and worked. When I lived in Peterborough and worked, because you just had to do it then. You had to spend your weekend doing the housework. But here, it's only me and Hubby. Kids do their own housework now. Okay, so all I've done there is taken a little bit of the black and just worked it in. So we've got a little bit of bright blue in there, but not a great deal. Okay, so there we go. Just clean my brush. Make sure it's totally dry. And yes, I do have a towel. I have a towel on the floor. It might be dusty, but there's food there, so we don't mind. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you so much. It's nice to know. And they've asked for a care package, so I'm going to have to get cooking and baking, which is terrible because I'm still on a diet and hubby has just joined me in the diet. And the kids want, mind you what the kids want, they usually get. Don't you, boys? Right, so what I'm going to do now is add the phthalo blue, not the phthalo blue because I haven't got phthalo blue, Prussian blue. I'm going to get a lot of paint in my brush. So it's Prussian blue with sap green because we're going to have some trees now. So mixing it up on the brush, I'm going to have, we'll start with one here. Now you won't see much. Now I'm going around the corners with it, guys. You won't see much, you'll just see bits hanging out the side until I add. Okay, and you're basically just making your tree shape, getting bigger at the bottom. So we'll leave that one there. Again, going over the Prussian blue, sap green, plenty of on the brush. It's for the kids, but forever rearranging the decorations thanks to little fingers, it drives me insane. Oh, Lauren, I remember it so well. I remember I used to put chocolates on and they used to disappear. Well, the chocolates did, but the little devils used to leave the wrappers on the tree. So it took me a while to twig that they were actually eating them and leaving the wrappers on, because I could still see the wrappers, so I thought it still had chocolates. Mummy would go for one, and guess what? There was no chocolates. All there was lots of wrappers. And who taught them that one, I wonder? Daddy, no doubt. Okay, now you can start to see it come into the light. So I'm just doing a few trees because he's in a wood. Well, he would be in a wood, in a forest, a little logger's cabin. Yeah, letting out all my my kids' secrets, but hey ho, one of them's watching, so. Right, I'm going to have another one coming out into the open. Okay, and basically you're doing lots of Zs. You're doing a type of Z motion and then gradually bringing the brush round. Okay, there we go. I'm going to bring that one down a little bit more. There we go, so that I've got a bit of plain. Now what I am going to do, just for the moment, is white ones. Because I want a few that look like they're way in the distance. And if they're light, there we are. Just a few distant trees as it disappears off. Okay, there we are. We'll do another one that sort of fits in the middle there. A bit lighter still. We'll have some way back in the distance. But so far in the distance that you can't see. You don't get the actual shape. All you get is the hint. Perhaps do another one. Perhaps one showing up here and there. There we go. And we'll do, that one's a bit big, so we'll turn him into a proper tree. Perhaps he's a little bit closer. So by the end of this one, guys, you will know how to do a Christmas tree. Alright, I'm going to do a few more of these here. Bringing it forward. I'm going to add a little bit more of the green colour, because if it's a little bit more further forward, then we're a little bit bigger, perhaps a little bit closer. There we are. A little bit darker again as we come forward again, a little bit closer. There we go. Perhaps I should have done them first, but anything you can do. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to put in one just there because I think there would be one there. There we go. Okay, so now this is where I forget things. One ball down already and bits falling off the garland, but hey, it was all done. Yeah, all right, Lewis. So you say, like I say, I'm sure that that's who taught you how to do it. Right, I'm going to take my, what's this? This is a fan blender, so it's a little bit softer than a normal oil fan brush. And I'm just going to go over these very lightly, a little bit of snow. Okay, and yes, those students of mine who remember me teaching, I still go okay an awful lot. Now I'm not going to do any on the others at the back because I feel I'm going to bring this one forward a little bit because I think he would be forward a little bit. Right, and that one I'm going to give a little bit of light to. And that one. A little bit of snow. Okay, and the others are just drifting off into the distance, so we're not going to give them any detail. Now these ones are a lot closer, so these ones are going to need an awful lot of snow. Okay, now don't forget, I need to wipe the brush. Okay, I'm going to put this down to wipe the brush. This is going to be fun. Because my snowman's usually where, or not my snowman, my Santa is where I would normally have my towels. paper towels, that is. Okay, don't forget to go around the side and bring it all the way down. And then we'll do a little bit of bushy stuff underneath, little snow stuff underneath. Right, so I'm actually going to wash my brush because it's going to be easier for me to do that, and then wipe it on the floor. It's not on the floor, guys. It is actually genuinely... I didn't actually say, hello Lauren, nice of you to join me. Okay, so now the fun bit is trying to remember where you left all your, where you actually put all your snowmen. Do you know what? It would be really good if I could talk today, wouldn't it? Where you actually put all your trees. Because it's so dark you can hardly see them. I'm going to have this one in front of that one. I think he's a bit of a boss. And then I'm just going over here, guys. I'm just trying to save a little bit of brushes so I don't have to. But I need a third hand, and I haven't got 3 hands. Although sometimes as a mum you feel like you've got 3 hands. Mind you, I only had 2 kids. Lauren, I think you've gone for 3, haven't you? I think you're exceptionally brave. I knew my limit. I couldn't go no more than 2. There we go. Right, so there we are. We've got our a little bit of something going out there. This time I will actually wash my brush, because we will be doing some more, so it's not going to come to any harm. I want my 1 inch. Just going to go into the straight titanium white. Now don't forget, we have a little bit of colour, so we'll take some of this green, make sure this all comes in. I know it's white on white, but if you drag a little bit of colour with it, and that just goes off into the distance, drag a little bit of colour in, you start to get the lay of the land. Okay, now bring in that darker colour in, because I want that to show, and then here we start to bring some of that back up into it. A bit of a whiteout really up there. So we're going to start bringing some of the snow down from the tree. I'll have a little bit of that shadow, like that. Come across the back, around the side. There we are. You see this starting to get, I've got a little bit more alizarin crimson there, so okay, a little bit more down that side. Dree, yes, brave girl. It's your first Christmas in your new house as well, isn't it? That's going to be fun. Right, so basically you are creating what the master used to call the lay of the land using the snow. Alright, so now I don't like the fact that that snow, or that tree, seems to... Okay, now we'll have a bit. There we go. That's better. So we've come into the depths and into the shadow. So where are we going to put this little hut? Well, I think the little hut needs to be somewhere here, sort of nestled within the trees. So I'm going to go scrape out a bit of roof, bit of roof. There we go. Scrape out down. All I'm doing is removing some excess paint so that the paint I put on will actually stick a bit better. Okay, I don't know if you can see that very well. Trouble is, I've got a shiny chair there, and it just, do you know what? I think I'm going to put those. If I put those there, that works. Right. Okay. So, what colours am I going to use? It's going to be a wooden one, so I'm going to make up a lot of this. So we'll have a mix of burnt umber and the Van Dyke brown, and I am going to also stick in a little bit of yellow ochre. Now, I'm going to take some of that and add in a little bit of the Payne's grey, because obviously one side is going to be in shadow. Why didn't I think of that earlier? It's so much easier. Middle one has additional needs as well, all fun and games, bumps and bruises. Yes, it is. One reason I've done the make most of a poo year. Yeah. Okay, that I can get. It's not been the best year in the world, has it? But you have moved house. You've all come through it safely. So that's the way I look at it. It's the only way to look at it, I think, because I think if we looked at it any other way, I've certainly never known a year like it. It's been unique. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is spreading the wood. I'm making wood. So that's my outside line. And I'm just bringing it down. Okay, there we are. Now you can see I've gone over a little bit there, but don't worry about that because I'm going to be putting snow on it. So now I need the darker side. Over to the dark side. Okay, and that can go just there. So this is the darker side of the hut. And you know I don't go back. I might actually go back and put a moon in or something. What do you reckon? Should I put a moon in? Why not? Okay, why are you not spreading the paint? There we are. Finally. That just did not want to get covered. There we are. Now you're covered. Okay. Now, that obviously means I've got to bring the front down a little bit more. So we'll come from here. We'll bring it right down. A little bit of highlight. Okay, make a few little markings. Indicate some planks in the wood. You won't see many of these, but if somebody looks closely, they're there. Right, now I'm going to do a door. And I'm going to do, in fact I'll have the smaller knife, which has got some paint on it from this morning, which I know the other day, which I never cleaned off. I've just done a commission and I didn't clean the brushes. I'm going to have one window there, and then I'm going to have a couple of windows out the back. Shall I have another one this side as well? Go on. You only live once. Unless you're James Bond, then you live twice. There we go. We'll have an upstairs as well. Looks a little bit like the Little House on the Prairie, doesn't it? Okay, we will have, I'm going to have a red door, but I'm going to two-tone it. So it's a little bit of alizarin crimson. And we're going to just put that down there. Okay, going to leave that for a little minute because I will come back And, well, in fact, I may as well now. I will put a little door frame around it. Slice it across. Have a little door frame. And then I'm actually going to put a little bit of a porch on him. There we go, a little bit of a porch. Just so that when he answers the door, because he's going to have some deer or something coming knocking, no doubt. Right, let's get the roof done. Take straight titanium white, cut across, roller paint. Up the top, no, not up the top, let's go here first because we're going to put in the snow here first. There we go, a little bit of snow there. Make it look quite thick because I think being out where he is, it would be quite thick. So then we need to go across. Now that to get the angle of the roof right, you do need the front end being a tad higher than the back end of it. For someone who says Christmas belongs to slim and dangling from your ears. I do. Like I say, I got all this stuff for the Christmas fairs because I do dress up. The Christmas fairs are part of my Christmas. You know, they just are. But this year, there are none. So you guys have got it. So we will pull that down. Pretty much like we're icing a cake, just pull it down. There we are, a little bit more. Take fresh every time because you do pick up other colours. Like that. But that's okay because I'll tell you why it's okay in a minute because I'm going to put, there we are. I'm going to put a chimney up there. Okay, and there we are, and there's my house. Now again, not quite finished, because I will put a little bit of snow on the window ledges. There would be snow on the window ledges. Okay. Also, I'm going to say, should we say someone's home? Because if someone's home, we need a little bit of light in the window. So, shall we say someone's home? So, all I'm doing is making a mix of all three yellows that I have. And that's Indian yellow, yellow ochre and cadmium yellow. And I just want them here and there. Now, because I made them with the small knife, I think I need to sort my small knife. It doesn't seem to be. There we are. Just a little glow. Because out here I don't think you'd have electric, so it's not going to be too bright, is it? There we are. And I don't think the whole window would be lit either, because if you've got... Would you have curtains if you lived out in the forest? Who's going to look? Who is actually going to see? Nobody. Right, I said a little chimney, didn't I? So I'm going to take a little bit of the not Van Dyke, what's that? That's Payne's Grey. I'm going to have some red, because even if I had a log cabin, I would want, well, I have got a log cabin actually. This is a log cabin. This is my log cabin. I'm sure the Christmas fair will miss those earrings, but we will enjoy them ourselves. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Okay, so I'm going to say that this chimney is at the back of the house. So, excuse my back for a moment. Sorry to take away your view of the earrings there, Lauren. But there we go. There's my chimney at the back of the house. Are we going to have a little bit of snow on it? Or a little bit of snow, no, a little bit of smoke? We can do. We can make... I saw somebody do this the other day, and they actually used acrylics, which is fine, but oils tends to obviously stays wet a lot longer. So what I'll do is I'll put a little bit in so you can see how I do it, and then later on, when the oils are actually dry, I will go over and put some highlights on. There we go. We'll get that round the corner, because I can try and put a little bit of white in, but it's just going to end up being mud grey. There we go. A little bit swirls. Okay, so that I will come back and fix at a later date when it's dry. Okay, going back into this, we now need to do our cabinectomy type thing. So, taking the big knife, we'll just level off what we don't want, like that. Go around the back. Still having their parties. I can see his hat. Whose hat? Santa's hat. Right, take a little bit of this snow with you, the shadow with you rather, because that just gives him a little bit of, there we go, a little bit of a shadow. And I'm just going to go over the whole thing with the white. There we are. Going to go over this side, and I'm just going to put some in like that. Now excuse me if my easel is a bit wobbly. I had a bit of a disaster with it. The foot came off and I've balanced it back up, so I daren't be too strong with it. Now, do you see the colours that I put in? The alizarin crimson and the phthalo blue, no, Prussian blue, all the different colours. Okay, now I'm going to put in loads of fireworks going up. Snowman, when you said about taking the view away. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, Lauren. Put me right off now. Right, let's have a little bit of a fence. Because he'd have a fence. I'm actually going to bring that down a little bit further. I think it's next door, you know. I think they're having loads of fireworks. I thought firework night was last night. Mind you, must admit it was quite fun. Last night, actually sort of sat in the tub and watched the fireworks. That was really good. That was good fun. Meant I had lots of... Right, where are we going to have this fence? Well, to start with, I think I'm going to put the fence up here. I'm going to have him a little bit of a fence there. Oh, goodness. Right, there we go. Do there, and then I'm going to have a fence that goes off. In fact, they look like trees. I might leave that actually as a tree and bring this one over the, yeah, they actually look like tree stumps. Okay, well, those of you who know Bob Ross always used to talk about happy little accidents. That's a happy little accident. Okay, so now we'll do a little bit of a, there we go, a little bit of a couple of bars going across. It will attach to the side of the house. Here we go. There we are, a little bit of a rickety fence, but it's a fence, it'll hold the snow that I'm about to put on it. There we go, a little bit of snow here and there. Trouble is it's quite white there, so you probably can't see much of that snow. Okay, take my brush into the white again. And we'll have, take a little bit of the bottom of each of one of those, and again that will bring in, get rid of that bit, there we go, that brings in a little bit of a, there we are, we'll have a little bit of that coming down as well, a little bit of shadow. And there we are, there's my little house on the hill. I don't really think I'm going to do much else to that because I quite like it the way that it is. Obviously it's just a little cabin. Sorry, you're fine, don't worry about it. I'm easily put off. You just ask the boys, distractions. Right, what am I going to do now? See, I start a conversation and then goes. Totally. What was I going to do? Lewis, help me out. What was I going to do? I know what I was going to do. I need my dark green because I was going to bring this tree down over my house, aren't I? So I need my sap green, lots of paint on my brush. And I'm going to bring this one down over my house. There we are. In fact, it looks like a whole new tree. So that's fine, I don't mind. Take him round the corner. There we are. So, in fact, I think, because it's so green, actually looks quite good. I'm going to do another, bravery stroke. Here we go, real bravery. A dragon, snowman. You guys really aren't taking this seriously, are you? You're really not. I'm pleased. Okay, here we go. All over those pretty trees. I'm going to have my own tree. And he's going to come down right to there. And I'm not going to give him a friend there because I don't really want to hide over all that tree. But he will go round the corner. There we go. Okay, so get your knife, get some of this brown. Let's give him a little bit of a, so we can see a little bit of a trunk in the middle there. There we go. Now this one, the trunk's going to be right on the corner. There we go. That's what I get for being pedantic and liking that tree. So we'll go put that one there. Alright, that's that tree in. Now I need the other brush. And we'll go in some white now because we're getting so many layers of paint there. I'm actually taking a little bit of liquid white. A snowman in the snow is very serious. Yeah, it's probably quite cold. So I just imagine he would be serious. So now, we don't want to hide all of him, but we do want to make sure everybody knows that this tree is up in Lauren's room. There we go. See, just a little bit of snow now. Get rid of a lot of the green. Oh, I've thrown it. Oh, there we go. All over the place. At least I didn't get it on my other painting. The commission, you'll be pleased to know, is safely tucked away inside the house because I didn't trust myself in this small space. We'll have a few bits coming out from it as well. A few bits in there. Take my... I don't know if other artists do this as well. If anyone else out there is an artist and watching, and I know you are, Lauren, but do end up with a lot of brushes underneath my palette. Now, I'll get the white because I don't want green snow. It's not as bad as yellow snow, I know. And I'm just going to set that in. Again, I'm going to add a little bit because we're getting an awful lot of layers, and the idea of this is that a thick paint or a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. Okay, so there we go. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay. And I think we're just about there. Just drag that in for a little bit of shadow. Now, take a step back, even though I haven't got my glasses in. I do think that needs one more tree there. So we're going to have one more tree, and then that will be it. So a lot of the sap green, Payne's grey, it's got to be a big dark tree. I just feel there's something missing. So we'll go up here. I'm not going to go over all my house. I will go over the smoke. The smoke obviously I can put back in. Go around the corner as well with it. There we are. Okay, that's a bit better. Just feels that just balances things out a little bit. I just felt there was everything. It's got a bit of a curve on it, but that's all right. Maybe it got stuck on when it was little. White. Danielle. Okay, don't. Okay, I'm just going to, okay, right, sorry, I thought I'd lost you. Somebody's comment, which I think was Danielle, I'd asked a question a while ago. Bless her, I think she just found it, just answered me, and I thought it was a comment, and I was like, sorry, I don't get that, don't understand, but no, now I understand. It's all right. So it doesn't take a lot to confuse me, you know that. Right, and there we are, we'll have a few more bits coming out here from round the corner. Better do round the corner as well. Going to put that in there, going to put that in there, take the brush. Again, a little bit more. And we'll just catch the bottom of that and bring that in. And that, folks, as they say, is that. All right, so put that in there, get my liner brush, my script liner brush, or a script liner brush. You know I always mark mine in red, sign mine in red. So put that down because, as you'll also know, it takes an awful lot of fake snow. That's what I need. Right, and that's the R. You wouldn't think it took so much concentration to do an R and a B, but there you go. And that's the B. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you give it a go. Thank you very much for your company, Lauren. It's taken me back to when we had lessons together. It was good fun. It'll be on the website when it's dry, so in a little while, not just straight away. What is on the website is that one that we did during lockdown, and as is that one, which I did quite a while ago, and there's another one over there which I don't stand a hope in getting because it's too far away. And as I introduced earlier in the intro when I announced it a while ago, my new little boxes, they are on the website, little boxes, and they have 4 candles. Always makes me think of the 2 Ronnie sketch, and a tea light. Okay, so we've got 4 tea lights and a tea light holder which has been painted, and they are £7.50. They are on the website. I will hand deliver to anybody who's nearby. Otherwise they're a bit heavy, but I still will. I'll post them out. Okay, it's not going to sit up there, so I'm going to put it down there. Okay, so www.rbart.co.uk/store. If you just want to see the Christmas stuff, then it's rbart.co.uk/Christmas. Thanks again, guys. Look forward to seeing you again next week. This will be up on YouTube once I've edited it. I've got a bit to do tomorrow, and so it probably won't be up until, what's today, Friday, so maybe Sunday. Oh, and the other thing I forgot to tell you is that all my stock, well not all of it, an awful lot of it, is now, during lockdown, in a pub in Sholdham Thorpe. Now that is, go down the A10 from Kings Lynn to towards Downham Market. You take the turn for Thetford and it's about 2 minutes down there. It's literally 5 minutes from Kings Lynn. The Jolly Brewer, they have a vegetable shop. That's how come they get to stay open. They have a vegetable shop, essentials, cakes, chocolate, you know, the real essentials. And what they've done is they've said to local crafters and artists, if you want, have a table, because we can't open the restaurant or the pub, so have a table, open it up, put all your stock on, and we'll sell it for you. So if you do get a chance to go down, that's the Jolly Brewers at Sholdham Thorpe. Please do go down and have a little look and go and show them some love, because they're a wonderful couple. Met them for the first time earlier this week. Absolutely brilliant. My other supplier is, not supplier, but my other stockist has had to shut because she's a little shop. But like I say, online, rbart.co.uk/store or /Christmas. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a message. And if not, I will see you back same time, same place, 7 o'clock on Friday. All right? Take care. Have a great week. Hope everybody stays safe.